We'd like to thank the members of the assembled media as well as the members of the PSU staff and the Pittsburgh community for coming out this morning. We're excited to introduce the newest member of the Gorilla family and the third all-time head coach in the 33-year history of the Pitt State baseball program. In a few moments, Coach Matt Murray will come to the podium to address our group. Following his remarks, Coach Murray will be available for one-on-one interviews as well as to meet those alumni and friends who wish to personally say hello. Matt Murray has enjoyed a consistent record of success as both a collegiate assistant coach as well as a high school head coach. In fact, during his time at Claremore High School, Kansas State University, and the University of Central Missouri, Coach Murray has not been a part of a single losing season. He served as head baseball coach in his hometown of Claremore, Oklahoma from 2002 to 2006, leading Claremore High School to a pair of Class 5A state championships in 2003 and 2005, three straight state title game appearances between 2003 and 2005, as well as 151 total victories. He then spent one season as an assistant coach on the Kansas State staff, helping a resurgent Wildcat program push its way onto the national scene in the Big 12 Conference. During the past 5 seasons, Murray has served as an assistant coach and the recruiting coordinator at Central Missouri. He has helped the Mules to 40 or more wins each season. UCM has claimed 3 MIAA regular season titles and 4 MIAA postseason tournament championships, including regular season and tournament titles this past spring. The Mules also have made a pair of trips to the NCAA Division II College World Series during the past 5 seasons. Coach Murray is a graduate of future MIAA rival Northeastern State University in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, and he holds a master's degree from Central Missouri. Matt and his wife Jennifer, who's with us today, are the parents of 2-year-old son Reed and an infant son Grant. At this time, PSU Athletics Director Jim Johnson will come forward to offer his welcome remarks to Coach Murray and his family, and then offer the microphone to Coach Murray.
Thanks, Dan. Good job as always. I want to start out by publicly thanking our search committee that worked us through this process of I think we ended up with 123 applicants for this position. A lot of quality applicants from across high schools, colleges, junior colleges, 4-year colleges, and other levels of baseball. And I think that speaks volumes of the foundation we have here for the Gorilla baseball program, but also for Pittsburg State and the community of Pittsburgh. So it was not an easy process to work through all of that information and get that down to a number of finalists for interviews and ultimately to the selection of a new head coach. On that search committee, the chair of that search committee, Dr. Steve Irwin, I don't think Steve was there. Oh, there he is, right at the door. Dr. Irwin, thank you publicly again for all of your hard work and time that you put in on this process. We really do appreciate it. Joining Dr. Irwin on that committee was Dr. Paul Grimes, Deetra Rose. Deetra's here this morning, thank you. Emily Moses, Lacey Anderson, Elizabeth Economan, and Brad Wells from our staff. Then we had some folks from the community as a part of that search committee too. And not only did they take part in working with the search committee, but then also we had those 3 individuals who joined 2 others, and we created kind of a community forum for those finalists. And we really appreciate the people that helped with that and sat in the room and visited with these finalists, not once, but a couple of times. Dan Smith, unable to be here, Steve Bykirk, Todd McKnight, Joe Botzinger, Joe, thank you, and Joe Delasega. So we really do appreciate those 5 individuals and their advice and counsel and interaction in this process. When we set out to find a new head baseball coach, it was fairly simple what we were looking for. We were looking for somebody that had a vision and had a plan for what Gorilla baseball could be and what's going to be a new MIAA, moving into a new region, and place our baseball program along with our other sports on a national stage. We wanted someone that could develop and train players. We wanted someone that could organize and develop a coaching staff. We wanted someone that knew how to schedule and could build a schedule that would position us to compete for regional bids, conference championships, regional bids, and a shot at the College World Series. And maybe most importantly, we wanted someone that had a plan to ensure academic success for our student athletes. Matt Murray not only laid out that plan in front of various groups, but it did it very articulately, methodically, and really did a great job laying that plan out for us. Maybe most importantly, other than the components of that overall plan, was a recruiting plan. How are we going to maximize Guerrilla Advantage? How are we going to be visible in the four-state area and in an area that's a great baseball area? And how are we going to use the prospective student athletes in these areas to build a long-term successful baseball program? Again, when asked that question, Matt laid out not a one-year plan, but a two-year plan, a five-year plan, and where we were going to go with Guerrilla baseball into the future. How that worked in conjunction with our other coaches, with our other programs, and most importantly with the mission of Pittsburg State and utilizing the great community that we all live in. And again, not to use a baseball term, no pun intended, but when it got to the recruiting part of those discussions, he hit it out of the park when he laid out the plan for how we could maximize baseball in this area to build a college baseball program to compete in Division II. As we all know, community involvement is a very important part of what we all do as coaches and as employees at Pittsburg State. Again, I think you're going to hear and see a person who is excited to be involved in the Pittsburgh community and maybe most importantly in the baseball part of the Pittsburgh community, which we all know, starting with the JL Hutch League and on up to high school baseball in this area. It's a big part of where we live, and I know Matt and Jennifer are excited to be a part of that. Dr. Scott and I and the search committee, Dr. Irvin and I, we talked about all of those things. What are we looking for? And at the end of the day, we were looking for a winner. We wanted someone that could join the rest of this coaching staff in taking this baseball program and putting it on a national stage. You heard Dan talk about Matt's record as an assistant and as a head coach and how he's never been part of a losing season. That's pretty impressive. I think we'll all agree that when you coach for a multiple number of years and you're always part of a winning team, that makes a big difference. Matt has also put himself around winners like Brad Hill, like Tommy Myers, and others. And to me, that made a difference too. You learn from, you emulate the people you surround yourself with and the situations you put yourself in. And I know Matt and Jennifer have made some sacrifices over the years to put themselves in that place, in those places. And I think it's turned out well for them. It's led them to Pittsburg State. And we're certainly glad they're here. They're a great family. Matt's a good family man, and that's important to us. One of the key components of this search was making sure we could find the person. It's like when coaches recruit a team. When we recruit coaches, we don't want to upset the great chemistry we have in the athletic department with our head coaches, with our entire coaching staff, and the staff at Pittsburg State. I don't think there's any question that we found the person that's going to fit that mold extremely well. So if you would please join me in welcoming the newest member of, as Dan said, the Guerrilla family, head baseball coach for the Guerrillas, Matt Murray. It's a double edge, so I think it's Can you explain this to me? It's number 10 here.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Wow, thank you everyone for being here. I certainly need to pinch myself for sure. When Jennifer and I were told that we would have the opportunity to be a part of a great university and a great community. Looked down and looked at our son Reed, who will be 3, and said, "Hey Reed, we're moving to Pittsburg, Kansas." And he said, "Dad, can I bring my toys?" And that was it. So we knew the time was right. We knew it was the right time for our family. And what a place. What a place. Pittsburg, Kansas. Absolutely love it. Love the community. Love the university. First off, I'd like to give a big thank you to our president, Dr. Scott, and his staff. First class people. Secondly, Johnson, our athletic director, his staff, first class people. And I would also like to give a big thanks to the athletic staff, the faculty, the community. Already feel welcome. It's just a wonderful, wonderful situation, and truly, truly appreciate that. I would like to begin by first stating that the reason that ultimately I have this opportunity to be here today is because of all the players that I've been around in the past that have taught me so many things. It's a credit to the players to have this opportunity right here today to speak. And Jim had mentioned the opportunity to be around such wonderful people. I can remember in 1998, my internship with a Hall of Fame Oklahoma baseball coach, Brent Payne, just a phenomenal person that I had an opportunity to do my internship with. Moved from with Brent to Claremore to be around another Hall of Fame person, Ron Bradley, Hall of Fame coach. I had an opportunity to be with, be around, be a part, who just finished up in the national championship of NAIA World Series. Along with that, Dennis Casey, a Hall of Fame coach there in Oklahoma, a football coach, had won several state championships in Oklahoma, and to learn from him was just magnificent. And then I had the opportunity, of course, to go to Kansas State and be around Coach Brad Hill and the things that he taught me about his system and about to handle a practice and to really get into great detail about baseball. But most importantly, our own alum, Pittsburg State, Tom Myers. Phenomenal person. Had an opportunity to be with him over the last 6 years, and just to learn from him and to be a part of that. It's just a great experience. So I'd like to thank the ones that I've been around. My thought behind that is you have to surround yourself with great people, and that starts for me as true as my wife Jennifer and kids, and so very fortunate there. So we're excited about the direction, of course. It reminds me of 1997 in Claremore with a Legion team that we had coached. An opportunity to be around some great guys at that time. I was in my early 20s and coaching a group of 17, 18-year-old guys there, and to think back on that experience that they showed me, to play baseball with passion and energy. Passion and energy, and that's what I hope to bring to the community, not only to our program at Pittsburg State, but the entire community, all the way up. And so I really appreciate it, and if anybody has questions or anything like that, I'd be happy to answer. Wait for Dan here, so. Coach Beck, anything?
No, we'll turn the floor over for one-on-one interviews now. And we'd like to, again, thank everybody for coming out and welcome Matt and Jennifer to the Gorilla family. And thank you all for coming today for this wonderful occasion. Thank you all very much.